It's in the flow, bro.
In the flow.
I'm just flowing.
It's a stand-up man right there.
Right, you on his heels.
Comic, man.
He's a deer headlight.
Outlaw?
Also, Tim McGraw was on some of those songs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
Yeah.
Welcome to In the Flow. It's your boy Juice.
Jay.
It's Tim.
Yo.
Hey, at least Jay didn't say, and friends.
Hey, yeah, you let that go and then you did it.
Yeah.
So y'all need to go together. What's happening?
He's holding on to that. I heard.
I thought he was going to do it this episode. So somebody had to do it. So
They had to do it? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Growing.
Empire Africa One represents healing.
Yeah,
it
shout out.
represents growth, restoration.
And
That segue.
boat parties.
Hey,
June
I'm
15th.
on a boat.
Make sure you pull up.
Wait, June what?
June 15th.
June 15th?
Yes.
Where's it
Scratch
at?
that. We on a yacht, really, to be honest. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Hold me
Where's it
back.
at?
Can't hold me
At
down.
the West River Park
In Minneapolis?
in Minneapolis. Yeah, we
Okay,
going.
so that's more like a pontoon.
We cruising.
We're
What
not
is the
getting on
tickets
yacht.
running for, though?
So tickets is hear me out.
Okay.
$50
Wow.
50 ball. Okay.
$50
For like
Okay.
a group?
for the regular. For one, $75 for the VIPs.
Okay.
Hosted by the homie Kwame.
Hey.
So, Kwame or Kwame D. Everybody call him Kwame, but it's Kwame.
We
to
wanted
the
to
rest of
ask
the
you
world.
this before the show, too. What ended up happening with the show? How was that?
It was excellent. It was
Was it
amazing.
fire?
It was great. It was crazy. Laughs galore. You know what I'm saying?
I
Hit
feel
the
like you're
stage,
telling me.
rip that. You feel me?
Did
real?
you rip that?
It was
for real?
God. It was God.
Was you there? Was
I
you
was
there,
there.
Hamed? Shout out to our producer, Hamed.
He's back.
Working hard.
Was that where?
Were you at the comedy show on the 27th?
It was crazy.
Yes.
It was epic. Right? Were you there?
Hey,
Look, I'm not feeding into this.
We didn't know. I genuinely didn't
No,
know.
it's okay. I couldn't make it.
Okay,
And not
that's
Tom
fine.
Collins.
Okay.
But I heard it was lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Brandon came through
Yeah, Brandon, Kwame was there.
and
Kwame's like
obviously
the Minneapolis.
Ahmed's there.
Kwame
he
wasn't?
Oh, okay.
Never mind. Scratch. So hopefully Kwame's at the boat party.
We're talking about somebody that's not here a whole lot, though. Can we
Yeah.
move on to the show? Like,
Well,
What
yeah,
do you
but
have
he's
against
hosting.
him?
He's
no,
hosting.
don't
he's
even
hosting.
look at it. Look at him.
Hey, you just all this division.
Right.
Yeah, no, he's hosting. For if you want to get tickets, hit up 612-868-4552
Yes.
or 763-777-2827.
Yeah.
Amen.
Get your tickets.
Wow.
It's gonna be live. You never know. We might pull
Yeah,
up.
if you using WhatsApp, +1 and then 612.
For all our overseas people.
If you flying over here,
For everybody who's
book
only
your
on
tickets
Wi-Fi.
Fly Sun Country. Oh no, they don't go international.
Fly Delta. What's wrong with you, man?
My bad.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We're flying
Yeah.
Delta over
I'm
here.
too domestic for this. My bad.
Same.
Not everybody has
something
these
else.
privileges.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. We're
No, you
rolling on
literally should
contracts
be
over
having
here.
them, and
No.
you can have them if
But
you want to.
I'm not.
rolling on
So we're just
contracts
gonna leave
over here.
that at that.
No, you got them.
Hey, if y'all
you
got,
got
a friend,
access.
if y'all got a friend that's a Delta plug, just let me know.
No.
Wow.
Let me know. You already are taken care of.
I might not want to work there anymore.
Oh.
Oh, you can't say that online, brother. he didn't mean that,
Control,
Delta.
Alt,
He didn't
Delete.
mean that. Delta is great.
On behalf of him, you don't mean
Yeah.
that.
We need him.
Yeah. So we here, man. It's in the flow, and we promised y'all
Oh, Hamed
when we was
getting real
going.
comfortable.
Yeah, this brother's hot, and I don't know what kind of shirt he wearing, but
What? You showing off the
This-
shoulders?
this
Don't,
man
hey.
swole.
Let him know you got gains, big bro.
No,
Let
he's
him know
swole.
you got gains, bro.
He's swole.
Yeah.
Speaking of swole, we finna get into this Avengers Endgame because I've been holding all week to
That
dive
booty
into
fat.
this.
That's funny
because
you say swole. Because the funniest.
Yeah, bring that segue up.
Yeah.
Please.
The buffest person,
Mhm.
the swollest person
Mhm.
The clown.
in Avengers
of
history
Avengers.
happens to be.
Yeah.
Green Man. That's
He
what it
literally
was.
saved the day. Okay,
Green
so
Giant. He might
Can
as
we
well
give
have
a
been eating
spoiler?
broccoli though. He might as well have been eating broccoli the whole
machine
movie.
that worked.
if y'all
That's
haven't
facts.
seen,
That's
Come on
facts.
now.
That's
I'm
facts.
I'm
Come
trying
on
to
now.
give people a heads up about the spoilers.
No,
Go ahead,
if you
go
haven't
ahead.
seen Avengers by now, you're broke.
Spoil. Okay. That ain't got nothing.
Jay, what camera are
Hey,
you looking at?
Yeah. Jay.
You genuinely look at yourself.
Yeah, he really does.
Wow, you still haven't learned. It's been 4 episodes.
Oh.
If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame,
2
we just
months
want to give you a
later.
heads up and be considerate because we know some people aren't. And so we want to just let you know that if you haven't, you can mute us. You can just go ahead and mute us for the next couple minutes. Give us that view.
Yeah, because we
Go ahead
still
and
need
comment.
that.
No,
view.
by
Like,
this time,
subscribe.
we already got the view, so we
Yeah,
good.
come on. It's too many bootlegs on the internet.
It's only
for you
it's
to
only
have not
five it's
seen
only
the
5
videos.
seconds. 5 seconds can count as a view on YouTube and on
It's 5
on
seconds. That's
Facebook.
quick.
Yeah, 5 seconds. So if you want to leave, but make sure you come back next week
Wow,
though.
that's Let's just start from the end of the movie.
From the end.
Yeah, the way Iron Man died.
Bro, Jay,
You know what I'm saying? The way he died was crazy.
if you're just tuning in, and
Shout
you
out
don't
Empire
know what we're
One.
talking about,
Shout
we're talking
out
about
Empire.
Avengers Endgame. And this man is literally starting with the end of the movie.
He started with the end game. No,
I'm
but
saying.
no. But I know for
This
everybody,
movie's a paradox.
but everybody who watched last week, shout out to y'all. This man said that Hulk was the best Avenger. He was the GOAT of that
Right.
He's
movie.
always been the best Avenger. He had an off game last in Infinity War.
Wow.
And what did we say?
He's
I told
had
you
an
he was gonna
off,
come back.
off career.
Right? No.
All his movies have tanked.
Are you serious?
Well, the
that
first
first
Hulk-
Incredible Hulk that was directed by Ang Lee,
That
he
wasn't
went
Hulk.
nutty.
Oh yeah, you
That was a
Googled that.
different Hulk,
Yeah,
though.
no.
Wait, which
I know
one?
that
Which? No,
That
because
was-
there's a
That's
lot
the
of
first-
first Hulks. Which
It
first
starred
Hulk?
Right,
Eric
cut up in
Bana.
it.
The
You
actual
talking-
actor's name was Eric Bana, and he was cold, and he was nice, and he was giving people problems. But the issue was he didn't have a good enough antagonist. He didn't have a good enough villain, and so it flopped. That's why it went down. So you're absolutely right. Marvel Studios after Hulk had way more investors, way more momentum, so you were able to get Iron Man and Captain America and those things.
But I'm saying,
No, because
There was
the
a-
first
there was a-
Marvel
there was
movie
a-
was Spider-Man,
No,
so
no.
he paved the way.
no. Actually, if we do real research,
I'm talking
Blade
about
was the
from-
first Marvel movie to
Okay.
pave
And that was
the way
cold.
for it.
That was actually
Yeah.
cold.
I actually watched
Blade-
a
okay,
documentary. I
Blade-
watched a documentary on if it wasn't for the Blade trilogy movies, the Marvel Studio movies wouldn't have existed because
I
they
was
were
gonna
actually
ask, so
going.
was it a Marvel Studios
That's
movie or was
it.
that a Marvel?
It was
just
a Marvel movie.
thing?
So Mario Studios
Yeah, 'cause
was
I was
like
saying
Marvel was
Marvel did
going
not
bankrupt in general as
back
far
that
as
movie.
films. No, Cinema Line backed that movie.
Yeah.
But Marvel has the rights to all the comics, but they've been tanking because DC was killing them with the early Batmans and the early Supermans.
Yeah, they were going crazy.
And they came out with whack movies, and they was actually bankrupt. And so they greenlit Blade, and then Cinema Line or whatever.
Cinemax,
Funding and
right?
stuff.
No, Cinema. You know the one that fall in with the
Yeah.
film.
That's
Yeah.
not Cinemax. That's Cinemax.
No,
Oh,
Cinemax is a
Okay.
channel, TV channel.
Okay.
Yeah, Cinema Line. Okay, shout out to the producer.
Mm,
But so they backed it, and that made New Line Cinema. So that movie made like $136 million in the box office, and then they made the second one, and then that's when Marvel was like, "Yo, we should just make our own movies." Instead of having going through like New Cinema Line or
Right.
somewhere else, it was like, why don't we create our? And that's when Marvel Studios came out, and then Iron Man back in 2008 was the first film that they made, but they also made another Hulk movie
No,
after
Spider-Man
that.
came before Iron Man.
But Spider-Man, Sony. I'm talking about just Marvel Studios.
Right.
Okay.
Because Marvel was bankrupt, so they were selling characters left
Right.
and right. That's why X-Men with the Fox, Spider-Man with Sony.
That makes sense.
And so Blade was the first movie where they was like, we can actually, and they did that with a black vampire person. And shout out Wesley Snipes for killing that role. Rated R.
Crazy.
Everybody talk about Deadpool, but Blade was the first one to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And so,
okay.
but so they were bankrupt. They were selling characters left and right, and then they were like, "Yo, we should just create our own thing. Like, if people really feeling superhero movies like that, let's create our own thing." Iron Man came out 300 and something million in the box office, and then that's when they started.
Was
that
trash
whole-
though. The first Iron Man was trash.
No.
So was the second. Both Iron Mans were
Those
very
over there,
trash.
like-
Wow.
But the
He said
Iron,
that, our producer said that.
Iron-
I'm shutting the whole show.
Iron Man was very
But
trash.
you think
Let's
the
be
whole-
honest.
Okay, but what
I
do-
beg to differ with the second one. I think that was a great, like, if you're looking at it from a climax perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and we're starting with the first one, that was a great segue into the second one, because the first one, in
Yeah.
my opinion,
But
it
you
was
also got to
goofy.
think about the era too. Like, nobody had ever seen anything like that as a movie before. Like, the first Iron Man coming out, nobody's ever seen like a movie like that, like a superhero comic book come to life with the armor and all that stuff. So
And
people were like,
CGI and
yeah,
all that.
and so it was new for us. So that's why it was so impactful. You go back and watch it now, you're like, buns.
I was
But
just saying from
there
the
was a
action
Hulk movie that
perspective.
But
came
I'm
out
saying I
after
went
that
back
too.
and watched Blade, and it was fire.
Exactly,
It's
but
still
that's
fire.
different. I know, I get that.
It's not different. You're saying these just because it doesn't have
I'm not
rewatch
disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing that the first
Really?
Iron
'Cause
Man was
every
whack.
Spider-Man
I
was-
never was a fan of Iron Man. Period.
Right.
Like, I wasn't a fan of Iron Man. Period. That's
Yeah,
why
I
when
just
he
love Tony Stark.
when he
that
kicked the
was
bucket-
perfect.
You mean you love Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the perfect. He was. Yeah.
Robert Downey is the perfect man to cast to play Iron Man.
And I'm interested, and I think we talked about that. Interested in see what he does.
His
now.
protege? Oh.
No, what he does now, because it's like his
In
whole
general,
career.
like,
His whole
Yeah,
career
I'm
was.
going to retire. I'm rich. I'm dirty rich.
That's what I was thinking about.
Why would I do anything?
That's
Peasants?
smart, but some people would thought the same thing about Hugh Jackman. Like, oh, Wolverine, you done just retired.
Yeah,
and
but
then
he
he's
started
doing
Ready
like
shows.
musicals,
feel-good, weird
yeah.
movies.
He's doing
man. Like, he
musicals
needs to
and
go somewhere.
theater
But that's
stuff.
his life. He
No.
loved acting.
No,
That's
the
true.
thing is, he's just like really flamboyantly not strong anymore. I don't see him.
Oh, because of the Greatest Showman and stuff like that.
yeah, I'm like, bruh, what are
They,
you
they
doing?
made, yeah, those are good movies. Those are critically acclaimed films still.
Okay, but
So they're appealing to somebody. They might not.
they're
be,
overlooked black people not watch. I don't want to see films.
Jay.
Right, my bad.
All
Direct
right,
my
I
eyes.
guess.
Double stigmatism.
I guess we're
Okay.
just buying in the stereotypes.
So going back to this Hulk joint, because
right, because you played him in Infinity War.
No, but
I
if we
played
wanna
him, he
talk
played
about-
himself.
What?
No, Thanos is OP'd.
If you want to talk about trash, let's talk about every Hulk movie because the CGI
But I'm
is
saying-
super doo-doo on them.
But I'm saying,
It's like watching
I'm saying
PS2
there
games.
was a Hulk movie that came out that was part of the whole Marvel
The
Studios.
Incredible Hulk. Right,
Yeah, the
right.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, and that
Which-
was trash.
Which was it
The
was
original Hulk actually came out in 2003, so I don't know where you're getting
No,
your
no, no.
facts.
no. You're talking. I know which Hulk you're talking about.
Right, that was
I'm talking about-
Marvel. That was a Marvel movie.
No, I know which Hulk you're talking about, but I'm talking about the one that came out because Tony Stark was at the end
Right, right.
of that one,
Mm-hmm.
and so was General Ross, who was actually also in the Endgame. I don't know if y'all caught that.
I didn't.
Yeah, he was at the funeral, and that was like his only. That's why I was surprised
Right.
that I was like, whoa, because that's the same one from the one that came out. I don't know when it came out. I don't know, producer, if you want to look that up.
2001 Hulk? 2003 Hulk?
No,
2003 Hulk, right.
2003 Hulk. Is that the one with? Yeah, that one.
This is the.
That's 2008. Yeah, that one. That's the one I'm
trash
talking
one,
about.
right. I agree
Yeah.
that one's trash, but you said that the first Marvel movie after Blade was Iron Man. That is
Marvel
false.
Studios.
That's false because it was the Hulk.
No, the one that came out in 2003 wasn't through Marvel Studios.
Who do you think it was through?
I don't know because it was
It had to be
Buzz.
through Marvel Studios
It
because it's a
wasn't.
license
It was
that's
through.
owned by
It
Marvel.
was through Marvel. Marvel Studios and Marvel is different. Marvel is the whole comic book realm. Marvel Studios
didn't
is
start until,
film.
like, 10 years
Marvel
ago.
Studios didn't start till 2008 with Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's when they created their own production company. Marvel is the comic book. They created Marvel Studios for movies. The first Incredible Hulk that came, well, that wasn't technically the first Incredible Hulk, but the Incredible Hulk that came out while we were born in 2003, that was something else.
It was
That
Marvel.
Marvel sold.
I've said from the beginning.
But I'm
that
saying
it's
the production
Marvel.
the production company. We're talking Marvel Studios movies.
I'm
Endgame.
not. I'm just saying
Endgame.
Marvel. You said that since Blade and to Iron Man that there hadn't been good Marvel movies. That's
Yeah.
false because there was the Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
2003, directed
So-
by Ang Lee, which I already sunned you with. But
Yeah,
that's
you,
fine.
you're right.
Yeah.
Good research. You probably did that before you got here.
No,
but
I just know about my
No,
movies.
there were some very trash Marvel movies because
well, Thor
Daredevil
1 and
was-
2 were buns.
Daredevil was horrible.
Daredevil was bad?
Yes, Bullseye was the worst. Like,
I don't know.
Have you ever gone back and tried to look at Daredevil now? Have you looked
I mean,
at
it's
Daredevil now?
it's
Punisher
hard.
was
It's
good.
hard to look.
No, Punisher was booty hole.
With
Wait,
Kevin?
which
With
Punisher?
Kevin Nash from
Buns.
WWE?
Doodoo.
Which Punisher? There was two of them. Like there was
No, I
two
thought you-
movies.
you
Two
talking
movies.
I
about-
didn't know there was two movies.
No, I've only known about one trash one in my life.
Because there was one with Rob Stevenson. It was Punisher Warzone, which I thought was pretty dope. Because he had the dude with the cut up face. He was in there, but it was
Yeah.
super gruesome.
Mm,
But it didn't
was
really
rated
gross
R
that.
too.
Yeah.
Didn't that come out the same time as like Ghost Rider?
Yeah, around
There's a
that time.
lot of movies that I'm forgetting about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are decent movies.
But those aren't.
Ghost
those
Rider
aren't
was
under. Those aren't under
terrible.
Marvel Studios.
Right, right.
But
Ghost
like,
Rider was bad too?
Yes.
yo, this man Jay is killing.
Daredevil was
different
trash.
kinda
Bro,
expectations.
have you not? Okay, let's just even from like a comic buff perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just how excellent is Daredevil that was on Netflix? Like how
No, that's amazing.
Amazing is it?
Yeah.
Right. just great, standalone, excellent.
Probably fans that are
Even
that are
Punisher,
part of
even
making it, too.
Punisher.
No, I'm not even a fan.
The first season of Punisher, the first season of Punisher was outstanding.
Unbelievable.
Second
Like-
season was pretty good too.
Yeah, right. And the
Yeah.
fact that both of those would be canceled, and they're like, that's how you know
But-
Marvel really knows what it's doing now. That
Yeah.
it would just let them cancel that with no issue.
Well,
They're like, cool, yeah, go ahead.
that was all Netflix. They canceled them because
Streaming service.
Disney is buying all of that. They're buying the rights to the characters. So
Right.
Netflix gets to keep their past seasons
Right.
as a Netflix, but now Disney has rights to all of these characters now, and they're gonna do their own thing. That's why with the Luke Cage and the Iron Fist in the comics, you know, they had
Yeah.
their own.
The Defenders.
Yeah,
And that was also outstanding. Like,
Was it?
Netflix, yes.
I was asleep.
No.
on that.
Like, did you watch them?
I didn't watch any of them. No,
Okay.
if it's
No,
like a
Iron
Netflix
Fist, Iron
special
Fist
thing,
is
I don't
definitely
really
No, Iron Fist was
cornballs,
buzz.
major corny. Jessica Jones is good. It just takes a while to get into it.
And Luke Cage isn't trash?
Luke Cage
Uh,
is amazing.
Luke Cage was very well done from if you follow it from a comic aspect, right? And then even from an action aspect.
But you have to
it
be
was
able to
good, too.
translate that on the camera. And I don't
You
think they
can
always
though,
did
because
that.
but think about it. Like where we are with CGI right now, there's only so much you can do with a bulletproof person.
Yeah.
Like you can only show that so many times.
that was a really good point. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
see
So
that.
like you
right,
got
who can't fly or you know
right.
what I mean? Yeah.
So you got to get beyond that, and then
Right.
you really see like this is amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then when you see when he's fighting his arch nemesis, bro. Oh my god,
I haven't seen that yet.
that was
What-
amazing.
Before Mahershala?
No, not Mahershala.
You
What's
talking about his brother or the
no,
Jamaican?
the Jamaican
dude?
guy. I don't know why I can't.
So the
remember
Jamaican
his name
dude is
right now.
invincible too.
Yeah, no, he has.
only
he
because
takes
he got-
a herb.
Only because
That
he
makes
does
sense.
this,
Yeah.
like,
Is it? No, Diamondback
Witch
is
Doctor.
season 1, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
Diamondback is
Diamondback. I
season
forgot
one.
dude's name. It starts with the K, I
Bushmaster.
think. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bushmaster.
Bushmaster.
Why
Yep,
did I
yep,
say
yep.
K? Oh, because he's from Kingston.
There you go. Ooh, good.
Ooh, that recovery
No,
time is cold.
That's what I was thinking, like Jamaica, Kingston. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, like Bushmaster was the perfect nemesis for him. And Marvel, I mean Netflix alone played off that excellent.
Yeah, and I liked his I liked his acting. His
Yes.
acting was A1.
Dude was very good. Like he really made you despise him until you found out why
Yeah.
he was trying. And then you almost hoped like that they made an alliance.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and that's when I think like things are great. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's the key. That's been the key, I think, with all the Marvel movies is
Yeah.
kind of the culmination of meeting Thanos, because
Right.
like that's what they've all been needing as a good villain. Even with the
Yes.
Iron Man movies, I was being extra when I said they were trash.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just didn't have a great villain.
Yeah,
but
Ultron
then,
No, that's I agree 100%.
but some people like Ultron. Some people
Ultron
like
was
that.
good.
I
That
just
was
I
weak
like
as
I
heck.
like I like the voice behind Ultron. I think he did a very good
Really?
job. Yeah, I forget dude from Blacklist.
Whoever's
but I
playing
thought-
Thanos, do you
Yeah,
need a
that's
son?
Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Yeah, no, he was cold.
Does he need a son? I will listen to him, whatever he says.
You're already Giannis's son. You
Right,
can't
that's
do
my
that.
dad. 2 to 1,
Yeah,
2 to
multiple
1.
dads.
Did you see that?
We're gonna have to bring Jay's mom on this podcast and be like, "Yo, how do you feel about this man?"
Right, just giving himself away.
From dad to dad.
No, but okay, bouncing back to Endgame.
Right.
So you think Hulk is the GOAT?
I was
And
connecting that. I was kind of gonna.
and that's why I
connect.
want to get back. That's why I want to get back to it because I'm very curious with what.
Yeah, no,
why.
I think the Hulk definitely got played in Infinity War, and all Hulk fans were curious, right? Weren't we all curious?
all
guys?
three of y'all was
No.
all three of y'all was
No,
curious.
That's why those
Why-
movies. That's why our movies
Wow.
get the box office they get because people believe in Hulk and people want to be Hulk, and that's why Iron Man had to make the Hulk Buster because he was such a formidable foe.
Because
that
he
needed
was
to create technology.
OC. He was unpredictable. He could either be on your side or he could be destroying everything. So
Right.
we had to make sure.
And then let's talk about Endgame, and now that's no longer a factor.
That
So
is, and
he
that
was
is-
able to
and that's what's up.
blend the two.
And that's what's
when
up.
He did. He saved the fate of the universe.
Okay,
he was
but-
able to
but-
put on the Infinity Stones initially. And what did he do with those Infinity Stones, guys? Y'all remember that?
No,
Are you talking about Tony Stark when he stole them and killed himself for the greater good of mankind?
But that's the thing. The thing about that is anybody could have put that glove
You
on
love
and
saying
then
that. That's
but,
not true.
But
No,
listen,
I think it would have could have only
but-
been him or Thor.
No,
Facts.
but I'm
Thank
saying
you.
My
saying
bad.
well, Tony obviously did it. My thing is Hulk
And
was the
died.
only
He's
one.
dead.
I-
Dead man.
Right.
Dead man. Dead man.
I'm saying, can y'all gonna let me get to my point? I'm saying Hulk was probably the only one, maybe even Thor were the only ones that can do that and live.
Right.
Anybody could have did that and brought people back. Anybody could have did that, but they would have sacrificed their life. He did it and still lived. So I'm saying
So that's not the same thing. So if they could have done it, but there would have been a loss of someone, of an Avenger, of very strong and like
so
OP
how?
Avenger.
But okay, but how is he then? So how come none of us are giving Black Widow credit where she deserves? Because at the end of the day, she made the ultimate sacrifice.
She
Yeah,
did.
she was
She did.
depressed from
She-
the beginning of the movie. Like
Okay.
I wasn't.
Well, no,
Okay.
because her best friend was going rogue, and she knew that she would have to either take him in
Yeah, but
or
they had
kill
a
him.
borderline romance. Like he's cheating.
No, that's like
No,
her
they were
brother.
like
That's like her.
brothers, yeah.
That's her brother. That's like her brother.
borderline romance
This-
because
this
you
man,
guys
Jay.
respect white romance.
What?
I mean, I'm
Wow.
just playing.
Go
I'm just
there,
playing.
go there,
Yeah.
Jay. Go off.
No,
We have to
stop
delete
it.
that part, but
Right.
no.
Commercial?
But no, I'm saying if anybody's the real MVP, it would be her because Hulk would never have been able to do what he did if it wasn't for her sacrifice.
Honestly,
get
though,
no
I just
stones,
think
yeah.
that like Widow had too much of a role because if you really I'm not even
No,
trying
please
to be funny.
explain. 'Cause
promise
I feel
you,
like the females
I'm
of
not
our
even,
listeners are about to be
I'm not
shocked.
even
Too
going
much
there.
of a
I'm
role?
not
Wow.
even going there. What I'm saying, like, even think about Marvel versus Capcom, or not Marvel versus Capcom, the Marvel games, right? When Widow, like, her main job to do is what she's consistently done throughout each movie, which is to instruct, you know what I'm saying, to like prospect what's happening and to really be involved from like an informative perspective. Black Widow has never had an outstanding like solo part. And so I think that they capitalized too much on that to just like really make her significant in that role, you know what I'm saying? And like certainly what she did was undeniably like a great thing to do. But let's think about it like if she never would have done that, what would we be talking about her right now? Because she's never done anything outstanding.
And I think that's
in
why
any one of the
I
films.
think that's why they did it because if you think from a character development standpoint throughout the whole Marvel films, Black Widow's played the background, but also her character has been dodging this past that she's lived, which was like a Soviet Union. And so she's been getting out of that, and you've seen that because the conversations that she's had with Barton in Avengers 1 and now in Endgame with everything like in Endgame she was like everything I've been doing has been leading up to this point. Like I've been literally trying to prove myself and get away from this because she didn't even know her dad's real name.
Right.
So like
until Resco said it.
and so I think with stuff like that, I think this was a perfect time for her to step out and to make a sacrifice because she's always played the background. She doesn't have any powers and she's a female, so she's always been the background. She's been the only female in Avengers, well, other than Avengers 2 when Scarlet Witch switched over. But like she's been the
She
only
didn't
one.
have to do that. Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, was willing to do so.
But
like,
he
that's what
had
I'm
a
saying.
family though.
Yeah.
That's her thing. She
And
didn't
that's-
have a family.
There still would have been a loss though.
That's what I'm saying. So any
So-
one of those people would have been the real MVP.
That's what. So when you said they wouldn't have been able to get the stones without, and getting the stones in general wouldn't have been capable without the Hawk's brain. He was a part of
Actually, without Tony's brain.
Tony's brain and the Hawks. They worked together to create the time machine to go back in time. So,
But Tony could have did it all by himself, which he did
Actually.
in his house.
right, and then
Because-
he died. Hawk is still alive. Tony's dead.
So that proves he's the GOAT because he's still alive.
Hawk should go take care of
Because
Tony's family.
but Peep Game. Oh wow. But Peep Game. Did we see the Hulk go nutty on anybody throughout that whole movie?
Yes,
Oh.
on himself.
What?
He was
No,
able to control
you don't-
himself.
Do you remember this?
Stop. Everybody put hands on everybody except for the Hulk. Why do you think he got no scenes?
He got great scenes. Are you talking when he took selfies? He's known in the hood.
In
He
the-
went to the hood. He went to the people that
in
least to
Mr.
be.
Rogers' neighborhood. What are you talking about?
Those was little kids. They
Them
was
is little
lit.
kids.
They
They
didn't
not-
even know who the other people was at the table. They didn't want to talk to them.
Ant-Man, that was it.
Well, no,
No,
let-
he was eating with Thor
okay,
too, I thought.
sidebar though.
No, Thor
from-
wasn't there. Thor was being
You think it was just Ant-Man and Hulk? It was somebody
no,
else
it was
there.
Ant-Man, Hulk,
And Captain America.
Cap.
They didn't know who he was. He had no rank. Go ahead.
If you read, I don't know, have you ever read like Planet Hawk and like
Yeah.
Ultimate Hulk Universe,
Which is
all
just
that?
proof of goatness.
Yeah.
So-
Go ahead.
They strayed away heavily from like the transition of Hawk to where he got. It's like they were, what they showed in Endgame was Hawk after
Planet Hawk.
he's on Planet Hawk and content and at peace. You know what I mean? And learn to contain.
I just don't
home.
think they had enough time.
Yeah, because Hawk's
in the movie.
like done. No one's gonna redo Hawk. It's over.
You don't think he's gonna get another movie?
I don't think so. Because they got too much to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they already announced
Go
Phase
back up.
4 for the next 3 years, and Hulk's not even on the list. I don't think
Is
any-
Black Panther in there though?
Yeah,
Yes.
Who y'all think he gonna fight?
man.
Probably Captain America when he shows his true colors. How you gonna be named
Captain
after
America-
a country that don't even give us the right, that fair shake? So if you named after a country that's doing something with 3 Ks in it, cuz, then I'm good on you, cuz. For real.
Wait.
Smite thee down, cuz. For real.
Wow.
Wait, what are you talking
I'm talking
about?
about Captain
KKK.
America, cuz.
He's talking
Cuz-
about the KKK because America, you know.
No, I get
your,
that.
your founding fathers had my founding fathers in chains, cuz.
But he's
that's how I know
old now.
Hulk's finna break out of them chains and unleash the woke Hulk. So he's probably finna go.
Where
to
did
Wakanda,
Hulk
get
come
himself a
into
black woman.
Planet America? I mean, not Planet
Yeah.
Black Panther.
Captain America is not even Captain America no more. Captain America is actually black now,
Yeah.
according to
Yeah,
apparently.
we had to give another black man something.
How is
Come
he
on.
black? now?
Anthony.
You didn't,
Anthony-
Did you not watch the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Was I sleeping?
No, you wasn't. You was wide awake. Captain
Where-
America literally was
Yeah.
old, and
That's
he
why
gave
passed that.
Falcon
Which
the
actually does happen in
shield.
the comics.
Really?
It happens, yeah, in the
I
newer
never
comics.
liked him anyway.
Yeah, no, Captain
He's
America.
probably
newer.
gonna get popped off rip because he don't got them special abilities, cuz.
Who don't?
Yeah, no, hey,
Oh,
but
you
who's
talking about the
shaping
black
my
man?
man's up,
Anthony
though,
Mackie.
bro?
Anthony
'Cause,
Mackie?
like, Lining was, you feel me?
Yeah, no, they had him twisted, and I felt some type of way about
Yeah.
that.
Why
him
they be
self
having,
twisted.
they
How
be
did he
having
even
all
get
the black
casted?
men
How did he get
in Marvel
casted?
movies?
Yo, he's cheeks. He's literally a comedic actor.
Yeah, he's never done anything outstanding to me.
Well, he's never had the opportunity to do anything outstanding. Now he has the time to
Because
do
he's
something
black.
outstanding.
Well,
And
what
his
about
gums are
Black
black, too.
Panther? Huh? No, I'm just
Well, he obviously gets his own movies.
Right,
I'm just
no, he
saying.
definitely get
But
it.
Anthony Mackie's
Snap.
not going to get his own movies because he's going to be with Winter Soldier. So that
I
those
can
are
guarantee you, the Falcon is all lives matter type of dude. He probably don't even like black women, and he don't brush his hair. That's guaranteed.
Yes, his
I
hair
can
definitely look like
guarantee
KD.
He voted for Trump.
But he's a
100%.
military. Well, never mind. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Go there.
Yeah.
'Cause that don't mean nothing. I'm still.
I've seen a lot of cats who served some tours that got some rough haircuts. So
Bald
he
face.
probably tries to cut his own hair.
No, his hair's running away from his line.
Yeah, you.
Them naps.
He probably just started cutting his own hair.
Yes, no, bro. Don Cheeto was swagged out the whole movie.
Don Cheeto,
Okay, but Don
best friend
Cheeto's
was
hair
a
has
billionaire.
progressively decreased.
Who?
Yeah,
Don
and,
Cheeto.
and he lost neck weight. So
He was real skinny.
yeah,
But
in
he
the
was
neck.
just cool. Like he had cool
Yeah,
one-liners.
Don
the whole
Cheeto
movie.
is just very comfortable with himself. That's the UK in him, though.
Yeah, Don
That's 'cause
Cheeto's
he's
very-
not American.
He is not British.
What?
Bro.
Are you?
He's
He's
what?
not.
Nah,
He like from
Thank
St.
you,
Louis
thank
or
you.
something.
That's what I was saying, bro. You're tripping.
Where you be
What?
getting these facts? You be
Are
Hey,
y'all serious?
hey,
Yo, wow. Let me
look,
show y'all.
the dictionary.
Hey,
Show
he
y'all,
said,
bro.
Y'all is tripping. I'm not-
He's actually
Right.
part Native American.
I can see that.
Cherokee, fam.
I'm gonna believe the producer over y'all, but I definitely.
He's literally
I'm gonna
looking
show
up facts as
You
we're
can hear him
speaking.
talk, you
Right,
don't
you're
hear no
reading
sound.
an old Wikipedia page.
No, he's
Somebody in
he's
ninth
clicking
grade
on it right
uploaded
now.
that. That's not even real.
Wow. Where was he
He's
born?
from UK.
Hey, ninth grade is the most
He's from
unreliable
Kansas City.
age.
He's from Kansas City, Missouri.
I told you he
Yeah.
was from St.
You
Louis.
can be from somewhere and
Kansas City.
spend time somewhere.
Well, I was close.
He is from the deep
Hey,
south.
listen to him talk though. He's definitely got a strong UK accent.
No.
Oh, I could see that.
Nah.
But y'all know we just used our whole time talking about Avengers though.
Well, that's
We ain't
I mean,
even
we
talking
had-
about the Bucks going crazy, 2-1
did.
series.
He played the saxophone in a jazz band. That boy black.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
He's
did
straight-
Philly get
he's
scraped
straight now,
yesterday?
sir.
Oh.
No, they only lost by 6. But
Did they
okay.
get scraped?
I don't. You can't use scrape.
Kawhi.
At this point, I'm hurting.
Who are
for
you?
the
Who are
Celtics,
you
bro.
riding with? Like, I'm confused. You just-
Anyone but Philly.
Okay, that
The
makes
Bucks
sense.
is
I
number
understand.
one, obviously.
If I got 30 ball by them in 2K, I would quit too.
Did you 30 ball me recently?
I don't
When you were
remember
at my
last-
house.
I haven't put. Oh, you're talking months ago, huh?
Was that February?
No, that was
No,
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 you-
no. That was about
It's
4
a
weeks.
new
That was,
season.
February. I'm
it's my
20
winning
pounds heavier than
season.
February.
It's
like
a new day.
No, that wasn't February. That was March. No, it was April. Cause it's May. It's May now.
I don't remember none of that, cuz.
I
My
wouldn't
April
either.
was lovely. In Jesus' name.
Come on. I see you.
Resurrected.
Hey,
Yeah.
appreciate.
You feel
Hey,
me?
Juice took us to this show last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, wow.
Well, he went crazy.
I've never laughed so hard in
We
my
had
life.
VIP seats.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they was treating
no,
us good.
they
the
treated
pop
y'all
was
like
$7 though.
royalty.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
How does
Kev
that
on-
roll over to you and then back to us or like?
I just made sure that y'all seats and y'all tickets was taken care of on my end. I did what I had to do.
Food after this. What you want to eat?
What you need?
Yeah, I
Cheetos?
tried to partner with
Cheetos?
him. Yeah. So yeah, I can go half. I got probably like 2, 3. 2 or 3.
Nah, but the show was live. They talking about Kev on Stage was in town this weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and I opened
Tony
for
was
him.
hilarious.
No, Juice on Stage was in town yesterday.
Oh yeah, Kev did. On
How you gonna say the whole message and then look at the
And then
camera?
Side profile.
Nah, it was dope. I'm glad
y'all
y'all
really
enjoyed
gonna
it
have to
though.
move that camera right there. I'm tired of looking in this direction.
We could
You
put
just-
a third camera right there.
People are literally gonna be like, why does he like the wall?
Yeah, he just keep
Stigmatism.
looking at the monitor. Though.
Double.
But no, I'm
At
glad
this
y'all.
point-
I'm glad y'all enjoyed it though.
That was
I'm glad it
crazy,
was
bro.
fun.
You
Yeah,
know
no,
that
you
show
was-
was
you
crazy.
was
No,
That
it
was the
was.
best comedy show I ever
I
been
thought
to.
it was perfect to build up. Like it progressively got even funnier.
Yeah.
You set it off. You know what I'm saying? Tahir threw me for a loop. Because
Yeah,
last time
the
he's
tank
gotten
top.
progressively better.
Yeah, because
You know what I'm saying?
last year it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Last
was crying.
Yeah.
I was literally
I
in tears.
could not breathe.
Yeah,
And
nah.
he did the whole show in the tank top.
Yeah, see, I was in the back in the green
You
room with
gotta
with
really
them,
be
and then I
like-
came when
he
you
was
when you
committed.
text me, you was like, "Bro, are you seeing this?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm talking to Kev and Tony right now." I came out and he just was in a tank top, letting it all hanging out. I was like,
And they probably all used to that too.
"No,
like,
they not."
Oh, no?
That's the first time he did it because when Tony came out, he was like, "Why do he got his shirt off?" Like,
Get
like,
outta here.
I swear, I was like, I guess he was trying something new.
Hey,
He
shout out
had-
to
and
Tahir,
then
though.
he took the chicken.
Yeah,
And
no,
it-
that shook me.
As he was
put-
introducing Kev.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was funny.
And finished it though.
Yeah.
Did y'all not? Like
No, he
he really
probably
wanted
should.
that chicken.
Yeah,
He
it looked
wasn't.
good. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah.
Wow. You ain't gonna hold him. I ain't even gonna
Yeah,
hold
they
him.
ran out of food. They was going crazy in the back,
Yeah, that was
like
excellent.
cussing, like who the managers was cut.
Oh, they ran out of food.
They ran
like
out of
actual
food. Well, they had one cook on, I guess, because they've always they're
you
under
can't
new.
invite
They're,
black people nowhere and expect.
no,
them to
they're
not run
they're
out.
they're under new. They're under new
That's
management.
why at my wedding, you bring your own.
I'm dead. They're under new management. They're under new management, so they're short staff all the time. Like, Steve, he's the new GM now.
Okay. Do they need part time?
And so they trying to. Well, they only had 6 servers,
Wow.
and then they had one person who was cooking, but then Steve had to go and cook. But then they just like halfway through the show, they was like, no more food. Like they was asking me like,
Nice.
what's the lineup? Like how many people y'all got left? Because like they was panicking,
Flustered.
cussing. Yeah.
Right. That's how
And
I be
like-
having cuss on 2K.
Yeah. But no, it was a good show, man. It was dope, man. I love the energy.
Yeah, my bad.
So, we just gonna straight bounce to that. That's what we're gonna do.
No, I'm trying to get comfortable.
That's a
What
good
you
fit
saying?
on you, though. That's
Yeah,
good.
so-
I'm trying to get
That's-
comfortable.
that's dope. That's dope.
You kill it.
God is good.
Yeah, take his camera off. Yeah. Let's just zoom in on Tim real quick.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Now the Rockets definitely. I can't believe they actually got one in there. I was really feeling sad.
I thought that was the second one. They only
No,
got one.
no, it's their first.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, no, they've
Yeah.
been getting smacked.
They play again
Harden
tonight.
ain't got no eyes no more. So
Bro, I respect NBA players so much, bro. Because I'm thinking, like, how hard people are playing for NBA games. Like, playoff games,
yeah, it's
you could get hurt out there, bro.
Mm.
Yeah. You got to
I'ma
really
be
be a
honest.
dog.
I'm gonna be honest. Watching that game,
I think they let
I
them
think
have
the
it.
Warriors threw that, bro. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie to you.
Really?
The shots they was taking in the first
Wasn't
half
smart.
was very dumb,
Mm.
like very dumb.
I don't think they threw it though. I think that was a genuine loss.
I
It
don't.
wasn't-
If you
I
go,
don't think
if you
any
go,
NBA team ever's thrown a game.
Really?
Ever.
hey, you'll be surprised.
Not in the
type of-
playoffs.
You'll be the type of.
It's-
You'll be surprised at
if
stuff
you're
I
the
hear.
Warriors though, you can definitely afford to do that. They be
Yeah.
playing.
Bro,
No.
the Warriors are not superheroes. They
A
can
sweep,
lose.
a sweep.
I'm not saying
no,
that,
but I'm saying,
even,
but the
even NBA players literally say out of their own mouths that it's cool. You can never get comfortable with the Warriors,
Yeah,
because you can be up
yeah.
3 quarters in a row, and
Yeah.
fourth quarter they will turn that heat up,
Right,
and
yeah.
it'll be a 20.
But like I watched the game as a whole, and a lot of the shots they took were like just BS shots. Like
I think
KD would come
Houston
down the
beat
court.
them too this year. So. But go ahead.
Maybe I don't know, but like
In the
watching that
regular season,
game,
it was
but
good.
watching that game, it made me think like I feel like they blew that game because if with a sweep in the semifinals, that's costing networks in the NBA a lot of money if they sweep them in the semifinals because that's a lot of commercial money that you're missing out on.
Right.
And so I mean, if you think from a rig perspective, that's what it looks like. Because in watching that game, I was like, "Are you serious?"
Especially last year, that was the major argument. When why they didn't want Cleveland to get swept.
And there was no frustration on the Warriors' end. Like the whole game, there was some pretty bad fouls. No frustration.
Yeah.
They was taking like when I tell you they was taking really stupid shots.
They've gotten too many technicals.
They
They
just
getting frustrated though.
No, but I'm saying, but there's some of the stuff.
You have to take that into
but
account.
I mean, but you can have that in the back of your mind. But if you feel like you got played on a call, it doesn't matter what you've been telling yourself the whole game. Like because of the competition, it just comes out. But they just like half defense, literally, and then they didn't really turn it up to the fourth quarter. So I was like, come on, bro.
But they
I watched the whole game.
Hopefully they tired. Hopefully they have
really
bad
maybe it's because they've been relying so heavily upon KD because he's been showing up since prior playoffs.
Yeah,
every game has been KD.
Average 35 plus.
Yeah, but I mean
they
that's
have a healthy Curry right now. They got.
But it's easy. It's easy for them to do that because there's nobody that can guard KD. You can't double KD because you leave Clay or Steph open.
Right.
But the strategy they've been using has been very like it's confusing me because they're putting Chris Paul on KD, which CP definitely got locked down. He got clamps.
Right, but KD though.
But I think I don't know if it's just like when you put a smaller defender on a larger person, like it throws them off. I don't know what it is because it's easier to get a steal. You know what I'm saying, or easier to do something.
No, he got help near.
Yeah,
it's not as isolated as it might look.
Yeah,
because he does something smart on 2K where he'll do that 5 wide that allows for a drive. If I get past you, I can either sink a 3 on you.
Don't be out here exposing my game.
And
yeah,
then
21 delays.
Iman Shumpert was kind of confused out there too.
Iman Shumpert was hitting some jumpers that I didn't think.
No,
he was hitting step backs.
Bro,
he slept on for real.
Yeah, when he went to the Kings, he really elevated his game. Because for him, like I think that spoke to him and was like, bro, you suck now.
I don't think it elevated his game as much as gave him a platform to shine. Because I say this, I've been saying this for years. Anybody who plays under LeBron is intimidated. He's the greatest basketball player. Well, it's an argument that he's probably not the best now, but he has been the greatest basketball player. So there's an intimidation factor of you get nervous.
No,
like,
LeBron's definitely better than KD, and I can confidently say that KD is an outstanding player, but I think LeBron is a very well-rounded player. I've never seen outstanding defense.
If KD puts some muscle on himself, then it might be some issues.
Start brushing his hair.
Did y'all see the Fade?
Maybe.
Did y'all see the Fade music video by Kanye West starring Tiana Taylor? Shumpert was in that.
Iman Shumpert back in.
He was in that.
Iman is great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like there are things in his life that may be enabling him to reach another level of greatness.
Yeah.
So you're saying
is it
you're
the
saying
fact that
you
he got
saying
another
TT
woman, his mistress, pregnant? Is that what you're talking about?
I think they're in a happy, functional something.
They have.
Well, that was happily.
Your
What?
sources
We
are
have-
Shade Room.
What?
Shade Room is your number one
and
source.
Daquan on Instagram.
TMZ.
and Daquan on Instagram.
Worse.
But yeah, no, I think
You just have to be a well-rounded reporter. We got to be prepared for this.
I think this is a good
Charlemagne J.
good playoff series all around. Just like it's back and forth with a lot of teams, it's back and forth with a lot of games, and so everything is. I'm not like before I was certain. Now I'm just like whoever wins, and it's good basketball.
I'd be
so
like
I'm okay
that too
with
if I lost recently. I'd be saying stuff like that.
No.
Did you say stuff like that last week? I don't think so. So
because we won last week and this
y'all
week.
didn't.
No, but you lost. You lost
We're
a game.
2-1.
That is facts.
But
What
you
are
lost.
you guys saying?
You lost
Look
a
in
game.
my eyes. Watch
last week, y'all.
We're
I think it
winners.
was 1-0 last week, but you were confident still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did we do? Spank your booty the next game.
Anybody who says spank their booty, you win.
Just canceled. Yeah.
Bless
sure.
you, brother.
But yeah, so no, playoffs is up in the air. It's whatever happens. It's good basketball. At least my series, I think is good basketball. I'm okay with that. Like,
I'm really nervous though. Like every time I watch Philly play the Raptors, I feel bad because Kawhi is playing his heart out every game, and they can't do nothing. I don't know what Kyle Lowry is doing. If he's like,
I told y'all from the jump, this man is trash.
I don't. Now here's what I'm not gonna.
And they talking about
I'm
he
not
playing
gonna
like an
support
all-star.
that level of hate from you. Kyle Lowry is an exceptional basketball player
and
because
he's accountable. Kyle
because-
Lowry will say like, I didn't play my best tonight. which I
this
respect.
all I'm gonna say.
I respect it too.
He wouldn't be a
Doesn't
star.
negate the fact that he's trash.
He wouldn't be a star point guard in the NBA if he was
Facts.
boo boo.
That's disrespectful
So
for the
he's
NBA
a good
guards.
player, but I definitely think like I don't think that he's good under pressure. Like I think
Which
he,
is every playoff game.
Ooh,
Anybody
well
can be
said.
good
But
during
there's
the
a lot
regular
of-
season.
I'm right. Facts. That's facts. I'm
Russell
not saying,
Westbrook. No offense.
I mean,
Paul
Russell is
George.
a proven GOAT though. PG's great.
But they weren't coming in clutch.
I don't
That's what
know.
I'm saying.
That series was just unfair for them. That's all I'm
I
gonna
don't know
say.
what happened.
Yeah. No.
Damian
Still
happened.
healing from that.
Yeah.
Damian happened.
No, that's crazy though. But I mean, Kyle should not be starting. You know what I'm saying? Raptors and Sixers. Sixers win.
I'm gonna say 6 and 7. It's all good.
Jerry, you drunk? Hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah.
We're gonna sign off.
Shout out Empire One.
Yo, this man is funny, bro. Yeah, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to the Empire One Africa channel. You know
Hey,
what
come
I'm
to
saying?
this boat party.
Yeah,
you know what
come
I'm
to
saying?
the
Look
boat
at
party.
this.
Water, hydrate.
Yeah, can y'all see that in the camera?
Yeah, you
Go ahead.
put it
You
in.
know what I'm saying?
Play this commercial.
Oh, they gonna play the Yeah, make sure y'all come to the boat party, but also May 18th, make sure y'all
18th.
come to the Brotherly Love Comedy
Right.
Tour at Spirit of
show.
Truth
Yes,
Church.
sir.
May 18th, show starts at 6.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
finna go down. But thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all same
Juice
time
getting ready to
next
sign
week.
the HBO deal.
I'm
Watch
dead.
you know, he finna announce that.
We'll see y'all next week.